Sleepers Podcast, Thursday, July 25. This is the full episode you've all been waiting for. Good afternoon, Carter. How are you?
Doing great, Gregory. Where do you stand on AI, artificial intelligence, and the use of it?
That's a crazy way to kick off this episode, but I don't mind it as long as it's used for the right things. Like this lovely picture of us where like my head is Woody Harrelson's face. That was AI generated. It took 3 minutes and I love it.
Yeah, I think the beauty of AI can be found. It's like, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Well, this beholder would be whoever accesses AI for the right reasons. So I feel the same way.
So you beholden AI.
I've been known to hold and control AI.
Why do I feel like this is like a lot more ominous and deeper and darker than it sounds on the surface?
There's not, honestly, my head's drawn a blank right now. Can we get to the YouTube comments?
Yeah, let's just skip the banter today, I guess. Why not?
I mean, we don't have to. I enjoy. What do you think the longest we could go bantering is?
That would be funny if just one episode we just full banter and see if anybody notices.
Just see how long it takes for people to catch on. Like, God, damn, they really haven't got to the comments or anything yet. They're an hour and a half in.
That would have been a good prank on Riley. Like we just banter until he literally has the audacity to be like, Greg, can we get to the Discord comments?
I would actually love that. Let's go. Oh no, that's mean. We don't need that. I don't want to do that.
Mean?
There was something I think kind of mean.
Ooh.
I don't want to read that though. Actually, I like to read this one. This comes from College B-Ball Gambler. It's an interesting segment that we might have put on the back burner here, but he said, idea for a segment. Have two buckets with your preseason top 25 team in both buckets. Label one home and the other away. Pull one out of each and break down how the game between those two teams would unfold. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you know this about me, Greg, but like, there's nothing I love more than like being the draw guy during the raffle, or like being the guy who pulls the paper out of the hat. To like, it's an unknown thing that brings joy to my life.
My read on you in situations like that, I'm not surprised you enjoy that. I think you are a pretty big like all eyes on me guy.
Like by that,
I think you're a pretty big like in a social setting. If there's a way to get like a quick, hey, attention, everyone, Carter's doing this thing. Like that's a thing.
It's not how. Okay, first of all, that's how I know you're not a attention guy. That's not how you would approach it.
See, this is why. Like you have way better ways than I do to get everyone's attention, because that's a staple of your social interactions in a public setting, is getting everyone's attention on you.
I would just yell bomb or fall.
That's crazy. But like you've always been a big like I'll give the toast guy. Like Carter's going to give his speech now. It's all very like premeditated, and there's just like I need 30 seconds of your time, everyone here.
Yeah, I do love that.
Yeah, so that comes into like drawing from a raffle. There's probably other like small things you could do. Like at a birthday party, you strike me as a guy who would like love to be the guy who lights the candles.
I do enjoy lighting the candles. Or like there was a birthday party where I kind of ran the piñata. Like I made sure the kids took their swings. Little Timmy went for the 4 swing. That's not happening. Move to the back. Save it for the end so the birthday girl can be the one who breaks the piñata. This is a process. We're not just over here playing swingy bat here, Mike Trout. Go to the back of the line.
That's so special. And when birthday girl gets up though, it's definitely your turn to get your hands on the bat.
Yeah, I mean, like she's got it, but she's almost there, and I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Oh, do we need a little help?
Oh, look, you get it. Oh, take your blindfold off. You knocked out all the candy.
Oh, Cart, you're special. You truly are in many, many, many ways, my friend. Let's get to the Discord. Join the Discord. It's $9.99 a month. Explosive day in the Discord yesterday. Do you want that happened in the Discord yesterday?
Yeah, not really.
No, I feel like it might fuel people to want to join the Discord, honestly.
Okay, well, there were many, or not many, there was a Discord member who was voicing their displeasure with some of our takes, in quite frankly, I think a rude type of way. And it kind of caused a little bit of turmoil in the Discord. And I mean, I guess that's good for business. I don't know.
I would say there was an hour-long Discord meltdown where like it was one of the recruit videos we did yesterday, and one of our beloved Discord members came in just to be like, "Hey, constructive criticism. You sucked at this." And then shared some screenshots of like him and his boy in real life just like saying that we're mentally challenged. Uh by the way, like you do get to pay to call us mentally challenged. So like if that's how you want to spend your 9.99 a month, we support it. We had a nice little back and forth. It was an interesting day. But shout out to my guy JM. Shout out to my guy JM who knows how he feels about us. You could come join the Discord and let us know how you feel in person instead of just hitting the group chat about us if you want to. We're open. The door's open. Okay, to the Discord comments. Let's start with Guy, who says electric 810 Twitter rant. We already did that, didn't we?
That was the last one. Yep.
Yeah, we already did that one. Middle name of teen says this one is for the former state champion Greg because I care about you more than Fields does. What Olympic event do you have the best chance of winning at? And then Ed, I guess you already answered this one. Yeah, it's ping pong. It's ping pong.
Yeah.
I
Table
could get
tennis.
I could get a point off a professional table tennis player.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you want to consider yourself of that level, you got to refer to it as table tennis.
True. But I mean, you can play table tennis. I'm playing ping pong. That's what I'm doing.
Oh,
Let's see here. Jay Hart wants to know when can we expect a floor routine out of you?
probably never, because like, where am I going to do that at?
I feel like we could probably coordinate it if we wanted to.
Do you know any gymnastics places?
I do. Gymnastics was like a big thing in Lansing where I grew up.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe if you know like a facility that has it, like I'll for sure like pay for an hour and go in there and put on a clinic.
We can work on it. We can for sure work on it. Malik Perry, do you think every state and united territory should have professional tennis or no, excuse me, professional teams in all major sports? Do you think every united territory should have a professional team?
I actually do, yeah.
That'd be cool. I have had a thought. I might have talked about this on the show long ago before anybody listened to us, but I've long wanted there to be like 30 teams in the four big sports. There's 30 teams in football, hockey, baseball, basketball. And every city, there's 30 cities that have four teams. If you're a team, you belong to one of the cities and you have three other teams in the three other sports in that city with you. And I think they should be united ownership groups. Like if you own the Detroit Lions, you own the Detroit Tigers and so on and so forth. We would have to make that happen. And then from there, like you could trade Tariq Skubal for Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just, like you can do cross sport trades.
Oh.
If your city wanted to go all in on football, you could tank your baseball team. It'd be awesome.
Ooh, I love that.
It'd be awesome. I'm telling you. Like if we are, oh, we're really hockey town, then we better keep winning hockey. Let's make sure our basketball team sucks. Like it could work.
Like we trade Cade Cunningham for the last piece to get the Lions over the hump.
100%, like straight up right now, if we were Detroit and we could do this, we think we're this close to a Super Bowl. What's our weakness? What do we need right now?
We need, well, we drafted Terry on a quarterback. We could use a pass rusher.
We could use a pass rusher. So like who's the best pass rusher we could get right now?
We will trade Cade Cunningham for Myles Garrett.
Yeah. Boom. Done. Phone it in. Super Bowl time. Like
Yeah.
it'd be electric. I think it would be awesome. So yes, Malik, I love your theory. Malik should be on our board for this. I feel like we could make this
No,
happen.
no, 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 no.
Guy says he has 5 Carter Jr. baby name ideas. I love number 1. I just want to warn you right now. The number 1 baby name idea is Cadeau Elliott.
That's kind of fire. That is kind of fire.
First off, Cadeau as a first name is kind of nice. Second off, it's one of the funniest things I've ever read. The other four are CJ, standing for Carter Jr., Dilly, Caleb Love, and Guy.
Okay, I mean, it fell off quickly after Cadeau, I must say.
Cadeau Elliott is really good. Threadhead Dev Royal to King says Aubrey Elliott, Aubrey Dawkins, Graham Elliott.
Okay, first of all, respect my name, Dreadhead. It's two L's, two T's, brother.
Boiler Daddy 8 says, I came home late the other night and turned on the TV to see professional pillow fighting on. After a day or so to process the abomination I witnessed, I started thinking of what other childhood games will be next to be a professional sport. I know tag is out there, so my money is on Red Rover. What games would you like to see?
Ooh, what childhood games would I like to see? I honestly, I wouldn't mind professional 21,
Mm,
like pros playing 21.
like we just got like Bronny or LeBron, KD, and Steph playing 21 at a high
Playing a game
level.
of 21 or professional lightning.
That should be an all-star event.
Yeah,
All-star weekend, we have a game of 21 for like $1 million.
yeah.
That'd be really fun. Um, I'll give a shout to Foursquare. I would love to watch Foursquare and just the hand-eye coordination of that. I'll also give a shout. This isn't like a childhood game, but I've long wondered why dodgeball isn't a more serious professional sport.
I feel like there is professional dodgeball.
There is, but nobody cares. Like I would care and watch real dodgeball if we had like real athletes playing dodgeball, you know?
Were you a good dodgeball player?
I'd like to think I was solid. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was good. I would say like awareness. I was very aware on the dodgeball. I
Hmm.
was like seeing things before they happened.
That makes
Shout out
sense.
to kid I coached was a dodgeball national champion, All American at Michigan State.
Damn.
Josh Kramer, best athlete I ever coached. That's your LeBron in Ferndale, but you keep ducking him.
No, Josh keeps ducking me.
Well,
I've been
Josh is a
invited.
big up north guy these days, so it's good. With
Yeah.
your travel schedule and his travel schedule, it just hasn't really worked out.
He's messing with Higgins.
Melba, who has now changed her profile picture to a picture of Braden Smith with a beard and then added beard season to her name, says after the success of marble races, Sleeper's next streaming commentary needs to be for a World Chase Tag or Balloon World Cup game.
Listen, I want to make something unequivocally clear as far as Sleeper's hierarchy and how we operate. If you give us something to watch and something to commentate, we will do it outside of war crimes.
I wouldn't rule out war
Okay.
crimes.
Well, I guess for the right, maybe for the right
Let's
cause. No, no, I'm pulling rank.
we're
I'm ruling
drawing a
out
line
war
at war
crimes.
crimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ruling out war
I
crimes.
think that's a good call, actually. Yeah, I think that's a good call. I would address Melba's proposal here, but I got beef with balloons right now. So,
I hate balloons.
yeah, I got beef with balloons, the whole archetype, the whole family right now. So I have more on this for my one big thing later, but I got beef with balloons. Coleman's burner says going off guys' name suggestions. I got a few for Carter's new child. Number one, Danger Elliott. Number two, Marty Elliott. Number three, AJ Elliott. Shout out WAP. Number four, Kenneth Lofton the third Elliott. Number five, Drake Elliott, Shake Elliott, Cake Elliott.
Cake Elliott is kind of nice.
Cake's not a crazy first name. I kind of love that.
Cake. Danger Elliott goes stupid low key.
Yeah, I don't like any of those.
I like them all.
I don't like any of those. Let's see. Maynor says the Fielder the favorite, and then shared some odds from the other big conferences that college basketball teams could win. We're gonna do that as a topic today. Spoiler
Hey,
alert. So thanks, Maynor. Next on the list here, what's your favorite go-to meme or tweet when going back and forth with a particular fan base? Personally, I love when UNC fans call Duke preseason champs so that I can post this, and it's a Sports Illustrated cover of like the Armando Bacot, Leaky Black, Caleb Love, RJ Davis team, but they all have the sad Jordan face over them.
that's pretty funny. I don't know if it counts as a meme, but one of my favorites is I love pulling the screenshot of the Kevin Durant tweet when it's like, who the fuck wants to look at grass when we're talking about hoop?
Yeah,
I love that.
that's a good one. My meme game is weak. I'll just say that. I know it's a weakness. I don't have much plans to change it, so I don't really have a good answer.
If you could get rid of one meme, what would you get rid of?
Um, I feel like that's a like moving target for me every couple weeks. I get tired of seeing something, but the most traditional, consistent one, I do get tired of the guy looking back when he's walking with the girl. I think that's overused.
Yeah. I'm fed up with the Squidward pointing meme.
But you love all things Squidward.
I do?
You love the handsome Squidward shout. You've referred to roughly 17 different athletes in the last 2 calendar years as
All
handsome
right, you know
Squidward.
what? You need to give me credit. Iggy Brzdakis does look like handsome Squidward.
But you've done that with other guys after. That's the thing. Like you use that all the time.
So I ruined it.
Yeah, you ruined your own Iggy comp there.
Damn it.
Yeah, honestly, that's a meme in and of itself. Purdue Fox says, "Are you all Blackstone Grill or Green Egg guys?"
Blackstone.
I've never heard of Green Egg.
Green egg is like I think it's a smoker technically. It's like
Really?
it literally is like a green like sphere
Oh, I
sphere.
think I've seen those. I didn't know they were
Yeah.
called Green Egg. Got it.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that's what those are.
That's cool. Yeah, I've never. I would be curious to learn more about like smoking meats. I have not done much of that, but Blackstone is the answer for me here. Love my Blackstone. Shout out to my Blackstone. He's in recovery right now. He had a special 4th of July weekend. We got 5 days consecutive out of him. We put him on the 14-day IR, and he's going to be activated for a Friday night burger night with my parents in a couple days. So get well, my friend. Ice up. 2 more nights of recovery. Jay Hart says, for all the I don't care about being a blue blood from Indiana fans, they seem to really care about being considered one by everybody else.
You know what? In the year of our Lord 2024, I hope we can wrap up blue blood arguments.
Is it time to get rid of blood?
No, you need blood to live. If you don't have enough blood, you die.
I thought about it. We can't get
Yeah,
rit of blood. Yeah,
can't get rid of it. Need
can't get
it.
rid of blood. Okay. All right, that's the comments for today. Great job, comment section. Appreciate you. Gave us some good ones today. Cart, how's your air right now?
It's actually kicking.
Yeah, it's hitting. Like what temp we looking at in the Elliott house?
Well, as many know, we are in deep third trimester of wife's pregnancy. You one thing you don't want, I think I'm deep enough in this to pull up like some what to do when your wife's pregnant advice here. So I'm gonna pull this card. Do not have her subjected to heat. Okay. We don't need that. This house stays at 71.
Yeah. Yeah. No, extremely true. So right now you're 71 and the air's kicking, putting on a performance.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Because I sent a couple of my guys to make sure they mess with your air. They break that air. You got about an hour and a half left of good air. Your air is going down by the end of this episode.
Hmm.
Why would I do that, Cart? Why would I sabotage you and your pregnant wife and your household? Well, Cart, because I know what's best for you, and that's Duncan Mechanical Solutions. The only way you can get the best air on earth is to have Duncan come fix your non-Duncan air. Duncan Mechanical Solutions, comfort, quality, that's their standard. HVAC company serving Northeast Indiana and Southern Michigan, whether it's heating and air conditioning, plumbing, kitchen, bathroom modeling, emergency services, when you need them most, Duncan Mechanical Solutions has reliable service that you can count on. They also have a team of goons that will come in the middle of the night and destroy you if I make one phone call.
Craig, you got to take that back.
Go to Duncan Mechanical Solutions. .com for more. Tell them Sleepers sent you. You'll get 20% off your first order with Duncan Mechanical. Let's get to the show. Shout out to iMainer from the Discord for the prompt for this topic, but it's time to play favorite versus the field. We're going to go conference by conference through the 5 major college basketball conferences. I'm going to give you the betting favorite according to Vegas Insider, and then I'm going to give you a few teams from the field that is not the favorite. I want you to tell me what your favorite bet is. What if you could only place one bet per conference, what one it would be? And then also in general, are you backing the favorite or are you backing the field? You ready for this?
You're shaped like a prompt.
Let's start in the ACC, where Duke is the favorite, 2-1 odds, plus 200 to win the ACC regular season. You then have North Carolina at 5-1, plus 500, Miami at plus 750, Louisville at plus 900, Virginia and Wake Forest at 12 to 1. I don't think anybody else has a serious chance of winning this league. Would you back the favorite or would you back the field?
I'm backing the favorite in this thing. I think I just think Duke is above where other teams are at. If UNC was able to do something to bolster their front court more, I would probably likely consider taking the field in this case. But I would probably even after that still end up on Duke being the team that wins the regular season.
So I think I agree. I'm taking the favorite at 2 to 1. Anything 2 to 1 with how much talent Duke has feels good. This is one I feel like if we get to the end of the season and we're just completely wrong about one of these teams, I think Duke may be the one. And I'm not saying they won't be good, but this has happened before where the betting favorite, the obvious favorite in a conference is a team of 18-year-old kids. And maybe they just don't live up to expectation. And North Carolina is returning the second best guard in the country, if not the best guard in the country. They won the league last year. They beat Duke twice. So getting better than double the odds for Carolina at 5 to 1, like that feels like a good bet to me. Even if you're
Mm.
backing Duke, like take them both 2 to 1 and 5 to 1. I think one of those two is going to win the league. If you're looking long shot, I like Louisville 9 to 1. I just think they're the third most talented team in the league. But to me, I would bet Duke at 2 to 1, and I would take the favorite in the ACC, even if I have a little bit of pause about them overall. Next on the list, what conference do you want to do next, Cart?
Oh, let's go Big 12.
Let's go Big 12 next. In the Big 12, the favorite is Kansas, who many project as the number one team in the country, plus 250. So you're getting better odds on Kansas to win the Big 12 than you are Duke in the ACC. Down the list, we have Houston at plus 350, Baylor at plus 450, Arizona 5 to 1, Iowa State 7 to 1, BYU 16 to 1, and then Texas Tech, Kansas State, and TCU all coming in above 25 to 1. Would you take Kansas at plus 250 or would you take the field?
A field. I take the field on this one. I think given the Big 12, how good it is, it's too talented to just take the favorite in this one. And look, maybe there's probably some pretty good value in getting Kansas at plus 250 when they are pretty much the unanimous best team in the country right now. But even with that, like I can't ignore the Baylors and the Houstons and even the Arizonas of the world in the Big 12. So I think I'd go field on this one.
I think what you said is the smart move from a betting perspective. With that said, I can't shake getting Kansas and Bill Self in this roster at over 2 to 1, like plus 250 to do anything for this team feels good. Anything beyond like a March run, obviously that would be flukier, but like over a 20 game sample size, I just think this team's so good. And when I think you analyze the field in this conference, actually, to me, there's a lot of teams that are good, but it's actually a 5-horse race of who could win this league. There are 5 teams that could conceivably do it. It's Kansas, Houston, Baylor, Arizona, and Iowa State. And if we're getting granular about it from my side here, I don't think Houston will win this league. I just don't. I have too many questions about Uzan, and I don't think so. I think they got worse, and everybody else got a lot better. I don't think Arizona wins this league. I think the first time through the Big 12 is a gauntlet. They're going to be a good team. I don't think they're going to win the league on a team built around Caleb Love with 4 new starters. And I don't think Iowa State's ceiling is as good. Iowa State was like a step behind the best team in the Big 12 last year. And to me, Kansas and Baylor both got way better than they did. So while we say like, oh, it's a gauntlet, the field's a good bet, in reality, to me, it's Kansas versus Baylor for this league. Baylor plus 450, Kansas plus 250. I would bet both. I like both. But if I'm forced to take the favorite of the field, heads up, Kansas versus Baylor, I will take the favorite at plus 250 and feel good.
I can't argue with you about that. Getting them at 250 is crazy, kind of.
Yeah, I would have thought that's like plus 150 even in a league as loaded as that.
Right.
Where do you want to go next, Cart? We got 3 left. Big East, Big Ten, or SEC?
SEC.
SEC next. The favorite in the SEC, as you could guess, is Alabama plus 250. From there, we've got Arkansas and John Calipari 4 to 1, Auburn 5 to 1, Tennessee 8-1. Mark Pope's Kentucky Wildcats 12-1. Texas, don't forget they're in the SEC now, 15-1. Florida 18-1. Texas A&M, you love at actually, excuse me, 16-1. Florida and Texas A&M are 16-1. Chris Beard, Ole Miss 18-1. I think I can stop on serious contenders there. Would you take Bama or the field?
I'm taking the field in this one again. Look, Bama, like I said, was really good last season. They did struggle at some points during the regular season a little bit. Now they have a really good team this year. They do, but like I can't ignore the value that I can get on like a Florida
Mhm.
and in this conference and some other teams, like Tennessee, Kentucky. Like there's just too much value, I think, in the SEC and too much talent again. This is getting me excited for the season, by the way.
Yeah, it is. So is that the long shot you would go with then? Florida or Texas? Like which if you're taking the field, give me like what do you think the one bet you should place here is?
What's Texas and Florida at again? If you don't mind me
Florida
asking.
is 16-1, Texas is 15-1. So similar range, both outside the top 5, top 6 projected teams in this league.
I think I'd go Texas.
Yeah.
I think I go Texas just by a little bit though. I love both of those. I
You
will be
lose
playing both of those.
you lose me when you start doing the Rodney Terry. Like it's such a loaded league, but Rodney Terry can win it. It honestly like how come you have so many Mike Woodson concerns and you have no Rodney Terry concerns?
I have hella Rodney Terry concerns.
You don't act like it though. It's weird. It's really weird to me. Okay, I'm taking the field here. I think this is one where I've been an Alabama skeptic a little bit at the top of the sport. I think they should be the favorite, and I think these are fair odds. But there are just too many threats here that I think have similar upside to what an Alabama team could be. I think Arkansas's roster is good enough to be a top 5 team in the country. I won't be surprised if one of Auburn, Tennessee, or Kentucky is just way better than we expect. Like maybe Lanier and Dubar are great. Maybe Janai Broom goes on a tear with better guards. Maybe Mark Pope just works at Kentucky. There's too many unknowns. I don't believe Alabama's going to be that dominant. It truly is a big gauntlet. I think a team with 6 or 7 losses could win that league. You got to take the field. And if I was backing one number here, I can't believe I'm saying it, but Kentucky at 12-1 has my attention.
Oh,
Kentucky at 12-1 has my attention card.
I agree. Also, lastly, before we move on to the next one, Rodney Terry's never missed the tournament, by the way. Let's not
All right.
let's,
All right.
let's not do that.
All right. What's next? We have the Big East or we have the Big Ten.
Let's go Big East.
All right. To the Big East, where the UConn Huskies are the favorite. In fact, they are the thinnest favorite out of all of the power conferences. Plus 150 to win the Big East for Dan Hurley's third consecutive attempted national champion. Creighton plus 350 at second. Ricky P. St. John's plus 500 in third. Marquette is 8-1. 8-1 for Shaka and Marquette. Seton Hall 12-1, Villanova and Xavier 14-1, Providence 20-1. Favorite of the field, UConn or the field?
I'm gonna take UConn in this one, but I do love some of those long shot odds.
Do you?
I do. Like, I mean, getting a team that still has Cam Jones and Shaka, who's a historically great regular season coach too, by the way, just feels like very good value. And I could also talk myself into even like if Xavier guards hit, they might not be able to check anybody, but they could just outscore everybody and find their way to just a Big East title. But I think I'm gonna stay and not take the field on this one and just take UConn.
Okay. I really want to talk myself out of this because I don't think there's much value at plus 150. I just don't. And I think there are a lot of unknowns with UConn. With that said, I don't really believe that passionately in on behalf of any of these other Big East teams this year. The value play for sure is Marquette 8-1. I'm glad you signaled that out. The second value play is Providence 20-1. I can't believe Kim
I
English is
I
getting
knew you were
stuff.
I knew you were gonna get there.
It's big. I just talked myself out of it, Car. I don't like plus 150 odds enough to take UConn. I have to take the field. I think UConn's going to win this league, but the value side as a better is to take the field. Even you think about a St. John's, man, 5-1 feels steep. They're going to have Kadari. Kadari to me is the best player in that league. I think you got to take the field and you got to feel gross about it the whole time you do. Last conference up is the Big Ten. We should know these odds by now. We should have memorized them. Do you want to speak to the fact that our odds graphic got a little misconstrued, by the way?
Yeah, I just want to make it very clear. I was not the one who picked the odds on the left side of the screen, even though my name was right above that. That was it Caesars or MGM?
It's just the Vegas Insider odds
Yeah,
for
it's the
all.
Vegas Insider odds. I did not come up with those. If you listened to our segment and our stuff sometimes, folks, you would understand that. And all we did was I think rightfully so, adjusted the odds for this conference. So, you know what? Stop piling on me, damn it.
Well, that's also we make the graphics because not everybody listens to the show, so we can't expect that everybody listens to it. But yeah, maybe I misled. I think I led D Terp down a bad path on how to set that one up. That's on me. Hand up, got to be accountable. But yeah, we made it a little confusing. People thought that the bad odds that we wanted to correct were your odds. That makes me laugh, though. I enjoyed that. So on the Big Ten side of this, we have UCLA is the favorite plus 450. We're both taking the field. We've already talked about it, but what's your favorite bet here?
Was Illinois still 10-1?
Illinois 10-1, Purdue and Indiana 6-1, Rutgers
I,
9 to
I
1. It's got to be
I
one
think
of
my
those.
favorite is probably and Indiana and Purdue, both of those, honestly. I think getting both those at plus 600 feels
Yeah.
great.
Indiana 6-1. Take a sizable 40% out of your upcoming paycheck. Put it on that. Thank me in December. You know what's always really fun and never ever gets us in trouble by getting clipped and people coming back to it months later, acting like we hated their team 3 months earlier before changes happened to their roster and we got intel on how players are performing?
What?
Predicting where teams will go in March in the offseason.
Ooh, yay.
Yay. I think we did like Big Ten bowl predictions. I've already talked to you about that. But now we're gonna do basically the entire top 25. And we're gonna play a game of first weekend, second weekend, final four cart. That's what I want. We're gonna go team by team through ESPN's way too early, top 25. And you're gonna tell me where they're gonna finish their season in March. Simple as that. I do want to make one thing explicitly clear to you on the front end here. There are 4 teams in the final four. Because I have a feeling we're going to start this exercise and you'll have 11 of the first 15 in your final four. There are 4 teams that make the final four. Okay. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Here we go. We'll start at the very top. No, we're going to start at the very bottom and work down because that'll make it harder on you to do the final four. We're going to start with Rutgers. Are they a first weekend, second weekend, or final four team this season?
I'm gonna say first weekend
Why do they lose in the first weekend?
because I think they're talented enough to get to the tournament, but I think the youth and overall talent might be exposed in the tournament. Like to me, they strike me as win a game, lose a game to go to the second weekend.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, some of those teams that like had 2 freshman superstars and not a ton else, like you think back, like wasn't there like OJ Mayo, USC, DeMar DeRozan on a USC team? Like I feel like they didn't make
And Ben Simmons and Antonio Blakeney, like
didn't make crazy deep runs. I guess I'll go first weekend, but I really wanted to go second weekend. I need to get there. I need to see somebody who's not Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper do something great in a Rutgers practice, and then I'll get all the way there on this team. But it still
makes
feels
sense.
very 2-on-5 to me. UCLA, first weekend, second weekend, final four.
I feel like I don't want to do it. I'm gonna say first weekend with UCLA.
I'm going to create
I'm
a
just
new tier called Miss the Tournament.
You saying UCLA misses the tournament.
I think the Big Ten adjustment's going to be a lot harder than anybody's acting like.
Yeah, and I'm like taking it personally this year to like actually think that maybe teams are just bad, even if they, obviously they bring in a lot of new pieces, but like I don't know, like Kobe Johnson wasn't setting the world with winning on fire at USC, and Tyler Bilodeau played for Oregon State, who's one of the worst teams in Division One. Like,
I've talked myself out of it. They're a first weekend team.
Okay, first weekend for me too, by the
But it
way.
feels really icky. Like I don't think they get a win in the NCAA tournament, even if they make the NCAA tournament. Next on the list is Mark Pope's Kentucky team. Mark Pope has 0 NCAA tournament wins in his career.
I'm gonna go second weekend for Mark Pope and the boys.
Right away, a Sweet 16 for Marky P.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, right away. I'm starting to buy like this roster just being like shooty Mark Popey.
I like shooty Mark Popey. Yeah, believing in Kirk Reese in March has never bit anybody in the butt.
Hey,
Uh, I'm gonna go
Kirk
first
Reese maybe
weekend.
second weekend.
I'm gonna go first weekend, but I think they can win a game. And if they win a game in the tournament, that is a success. I think once you get to the round of 32, you run into talent issues, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Like even BYU had a great regular season last year. They looked like the worst talented team against Duquesne. That
Yeah,
was
that
an
was tough.
issue. So we'll see. Next up is Texas. You love Texas.
I had Texas as mm, I'm gonna say first weekend
Why not second weekend?
because I think I just saw the light.
What's the light? It's
They need to
Rodney
be free from
Terry.
they need to be free from Rodney Terry.
Yeah, the Woodson comp got it through your head here
Yeah,
finally. I'm
it
gonna
hit
go
me
first
hard.
weekend specifically for that reason. I don't trust Rodney Terry, and there's a lot of talented players on
But
this
you
team.
love
But
Jordan Pope.
Rodney Terry did make a second weekend also already.
Yeah, and you love Jordan Pope.
I want to see it. I want to see it first. I think they'll win a game. Maybe there should be a distinction between winning a game and not winning a game. Florida, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
Second weekend.
I'm going second weekend too. Here's the first one we're both buying. I think Walter Clayton guards in March type thing. He should be really special, and I buy that Elijah Martin's going to be great for Todd Golden as well this year.
I echo that.
Yeah. Ole Miss, Chris Beard, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
I'm gonna say first weekend. This is a team that I would put in the I gotta see it category. Like people keep telling me that like he just did all these things. And yes, you got like Padula, you got Brakefield back, you got Morrell back, they got Malik Dia, I believe, from Belmont. But like I gotta see it with this roster. So I'm gonna say first weekend. And maybe
First,
not win a game in a tournament.
I'm going first weekend. I think they're a tournament team for sure. I do think Chris Beard can win without talent, and now this team finally has some talent. This is one of those teams where like I think they may be more productive in the regular season than the tournament to me.
Mm.
Like it's a team that I think can win a lot of games against the bottom of the SEC teams, but then they show up against like a top 20 team in the country and they're just a little outmatched talent wise. Cincinnati, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
I'm gonna say first weekend. I and maybe not win again. I get that they brought back this team from the NIT run last year, and I believe in like the guards. I do. Like I think that Jizzle James is gonna be good. They got Skilling back. They add Dylan Mitchell, my former Longhorn, but I don't know if there's enough upgrading across this roster to like go. I think there's enough to make a jump to the tournament and making it. Don't know if I see a jump to go on second weekend.
It's a prove it year for Wes Miller for me. And I think he will prove it by making the tournament. I don't think it goes further than making the tournament. This is a team I would love, depending on the draw. Obviously, when we get there, a long way away. This is one of those ones where if they get like a 6 or a 7 seed, I'm circling them as a team to put on upset watch early. If they get a Cinderella team that I like, Indiana first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
First weekend.
You hesitated.
I did, but then I remembered.
It's a total prove it until you see it. You won't believe it.
Yeah.
Do you think they win a game?
Yes.
I got them second weekend. I got them far into the second weekend. I have this team in the Elite Eight. That's where I'm thinking right now.
Does it go right from second weekend to Final Four?
Yeah, we just need to tear it up, but you can
Okay.
elaborate. And there's a distinction between making the Elite Eight and making the Sweet 16 to me. I think
Right.
Mike Woodson will get this team on the cusp of the Final Four. And then Gabe Cupps being on the cusp is probably as far as they should go
Cup
this
on the
year.
cusp.
Yeah. Marquette, Shaka Smart, and Cam Jones. Where they go?
This is mean, but I think it's first weekend.
I think it's first weekend too. I think they're going to surprise in the Big East, but I don't trust the depth here outside of Cam Jones and a couple of the guys who were starters last year.
Also, Shaka crying when they made it to the second weekend after beating Western Kentucky or whoever it was did not sit right with me.
You're right. Yeah, maybe it's a comeback to Jesus, Shaka, and March here a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Purdue once was one of my Final Four picks. Then they lost Cannon Catchings. Where are they gonna go?
I got them second weekend, Elite Eight.
Really?
Yeah, I got them go to the Elite Eight.
Okay.
I
So
think Braden's going to be special enough to get him there.
still getting that far. I'm gonna go second weekend. This feels like a Sweet 16 year for Purdue for me. This feels like a surprise everybody kind of like we're in contention in the Big Ten again. We make a second weekend, prove that Matt Painter is like a second weekend every year type guy now. And then next year they return everyone and they're top 5 in the country preseason.
Mm.
That's what it feels like to me.
Like that.
Moving on. Creighton, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
I'm going to say second weekend. I think they're good enough
Really?
to get the second weekend.
Really? Just really, really into Calk still? And like
Yeah,
Pop Isaacs is going to work?
he'll work enough to get in the second weekend.
I'm gonna go first weekend here. I don't trust Ashworth and Pop. I just don't. Say that out loud. Ashworth and Pop. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see that as a
Okay.
team that wins 2 games in the tournament. Arkansas, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four for John Calipari.
Second weekend. My dog's going to take it personal.
And do you think taking it personal means make a Sweet 16?
Yeah. Too much chatter that he can't do it. And he's going to rip off at least 2 wins.
We got 4 to use. This team's a Final Four team to me.
Ooh.
This team's a Final Four team to me. The footage that has dropped of John L. I like that guy. That guy's good. That guy's
Yeah.
really good. That guy's a Calipari guard. He's really good. You know who else is good? Boogie Fland is really good. I think the front court's great. I think Adu is like a great winning team starter guy that makes deep runs in the tournament. Like they answered a lot of their issues that Cal's team had last year. They got Vetty, they got defensive stuff inside, and I'm buying. I think this is a prove it year for Cal and a stick it to everybody year, and they make a Final Four. Tennessee, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
Ah. Mm. I'm going to say, I'm actually going to say first weekend for Tennessee. Because I think you got in my head a little bit. I think there's going to be like it's not just get guy in, like these guys just aren't don't connect.
Yeah.
And last year was really, really special. And unfortunately, they ran into a generational college basketball player in Zach Edey.
Yep. I agree with you. I'm going to get out of my head now, though, and I'm going to say second weekend. Mostly, I think Dubar is going to be really good. And what holds this team back is not trying to replace Connect. It's that Felix Akpara is their center. But it sounds like the reports are that Ziegler and Akpara look great. So there's a lot of Tennessee gassing up of this group right now. And I think they can get 2 wins. I think Rick Barnes has kind of shut the doubters up in March lately a little bit, and that's a good thing. Texas A&M, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
First weekend, because it's Wade Taylor.
I'm shocked you're saying that. I thought you picked like a sneaky Elite Eight run or something from them.
If I did, then they would lose first game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first weekend. I think they get at least 1 win though, and this is one of the teams like I will keep an eye on because I think they have Final Four potential if all clicks, and I love the Pharrell Payne ad. Auburn, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
Ooh, I'm gonna say second weekend for them. If Bruce Pearl makes it a point to play his guys more than 30 minutes.
Got it. You know
also if that dude wins presidency.
did you like the Mighty Ducks movie?
Yeah.
But
Big Goldberg guy.
You like the second one better, right?
Yes.
D2 was like it was the Mighty Ducks, but better.
Right.
That's this Auburn team. It's last year's Auburn team, but this year's version.
Make them make the first move, Conway.
It's just fresher. It's newer. It's all of that. Yeah, I don't trust the guards. You can sit here and tell me like JP Pagoo is like this massive upgrade. I don't see it that way. I think the backcourt's going to let him down. Wow, you were way more prepared for the Ducks analogy than I thought you were. I got first weekend. This is a team I'm going to circle on upset alert in the first round.
You know I can do like the duck call thing too.
Please don't.
Ready? Duck.
That's the dumbest thing you have ever done. North Carolina first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
Who's their starting front court?
I'm legit mad at you right now. It's Van
Sorry.
Allen Lubin and Zayden High, James Okonkwo.
That sucks. RJ Davis is also incredible though. So second weekend.
Feels like a Sweet 16 team to me, despite the front court issues.
Yep.
That's what I think. You all right? What's going on there?
I'm putting my hats back on my hat rack.
Got it. Arizona, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
Oh.
I thought you put the Final Four hat on specifically for this to like make a point.
I've had this on the whole time, but that's crazy. You haven't noticed that. We've been recording going on like 3 hours now.
Yeah, I don't look at you much when we record.
Well, F you too then. Wow. You think you know a guy. I do have to put 4 teams in there, don't I, Greg?
I can do a duck call quack. I hate you, man. That's gonna play in my head all day.
I am going to say that this team can make a Final Four.
It's not can make, it's will make. Where are they going?
This team will make a Final Four.
Okay. Because Caleb Love gets hot or what? KJ Lewis.
Caleb Love gets hot. Trey Townsend's incredible. Krevis and KJ Lewis are the sophomore jumps. Carter Bryant is good. I like this team.
Second weekend is my answer. I do think this team will be really good, but I just don't trust Caleb to win 4 straight. I trust him to win 3 straight or 2 straight or 1 straight. 4 is tough. It's really hard to be as high volume and not tank their season like he did against Clemson last year when they got to the second weekend. Duke, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Second weekend. They'll come up 1 short. Elite 8.
Really?
Yeah. What number team is Duke, by the way? I don't want to see how many spots I have left.
They're 8, so there's 7 more.
Shit. All right.
This is really hard for me because this is going to get clipped and sent to every Duke player individually. And I am in my head right now. I'm 40% they're going to make a Final Four. 40% they're going to lose first weekend, 20% in the second weekend. And I'm just going to be bold and stupid. I think this Duke team loses in the first weekend. You're FaceTiming me right now.
I was trying to get a hold. You don't want to do. There's these Duke pages. They clip it. Why would you do that? I was trying to call you and tell you not to do that.
They're really young, Cart. They're really, 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 really young. And there's always somebody who loses who's not supposed to. No?
Haven't you seen? Have you seen the movie Dumb and Dumber?
Do you believe in Tyrese Proctor?
No.
Do you believe in Caleb Foster?
I should do. Yeah.
Okay. Then I probably should. As long as you believe in one of those guys, then I shouldn't do what I just did.
You know who else I respect
Cooper
and
Flag.
trust?
Cooper Flag.
Cooper Ramon Flag.
And he got a middle name?
Yeah, Ramon.
Cooper Ramon Flag is a thing now?
Mm-hmm.
That, correct me if I'm wrong, the only other Ramon you've ever given out is LeBron.
Because that is LeBron's middle name.
LeBron Ramon James and
Cooper Ramon
Flag.
Yeah.
This is breaking my brain that I just put them first weekend now. Now I want to put them Final Four, but it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. I don't even believe what I just predicted, I don't think. I'm scared. I'm really scared. Moving on. Iowa State, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
Second weekend.
Second weekend, and it looks exactly like the Illinois game last year. They make a Sweet 16. They're down 10 the whole game. They try and scratch and claw. They're just not good enough. Baylor, first weekend, second weekend, Final Four.
will make a Final Four.
Final Four.
Final
I
Four.
the only thing that scares me about Baylor is how aligned you and I are on Baylor.
That never end. The last time we were this aligned was with Keontae George.
And with Creighton last year, we both had them to win the national title. So, like you and I
Okay,
being this in on Baylor scares me.
but in our defense, there's been no like ring ceremony for Baylor, but also it's because they lost early in the tournament last year,
Also, in our defense, they have a new facility.
and they got Valdez.
I'm gonna stick with in on Baylor. I think this is a Final Four team, but I am terrified that you and I both agree with that. Gonzaga.
Second weekend.
I'm gonna go second weekend, and I think Elite Eight, like right on the cusp again. Really, really good team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any questions. I just think they'd probably be fifth on my list of picking teams to make a Final Four. Uh, Houston.
I hate me so much.
First weekend for Kelvin Sampson, really?
What if Milos isn't that good?
Then they got Emmanuel Sharp and LJ Cryer and JoJo Tugler,
Like, yeah, we love those guys.
but they're LJ Cryer and Emmanuel Sharp and
This
JoJo
team
Tugler.
almost got Texas A&M last year.
They did almost get Texas A&M with Jamal Shed. They also probably make a Final Four if Jamal Shed doesn't get hurt.
And Jamal Shed's not there.
Jamal Shed's not there.
I think the thing with Houston that's given me the first weekend vibes is not even necessarily talent, because you point out Sharp and Cryer. Do Sharp and Cryer want to be the guys though? Do they want to, like, because everyone looked to Jamal Shed to do something and make it happen, and they did it.
I think Sharp does. That's a fair critique of Cryer who ran from Baylor. So I don't know that I would say Cryer wants to be the guy, but Sharp I think can be the guy and wants to be the guy.
Okay.
Here's why I'm gonna agree with you.
Oh, wow, what?
And it's nothing about their roster, anything you said. I say it all the time. March is a fickle, fluky little beast. Things have been going too well for Kelvin and March lately, in my opinion. We've kind of all just accepted that every year Houston makes a second weekend and it's no questions asked, and we're a top 5 team in Ken Palm. Maybe the discussion should start to become how come he's had the best team in Ken Palm 3 of the last 4 seasons and hasn't made a Final Four? They've had the best team in college basketball per the analytics 3 times. He had one Final Four a while ago to show for it. It was a while ago. I'm not saying he's a great March coach. He's a great March coach. Great March coaches get bit. It happens. Things swing. Rick Barnes has made a couple straight second weekends. Bruce Pearl keeps getting upset right now. You try and make sense of it, you can't. March is weird. I think they're due for an underwhelming March run when they don't have an alpha superstar that we believe in.
Yeah, I agree.
There you have it. There's 3 teams left here. UConn. We both have 2 spots left in our Final Four.
Second weekend.
Second weekend for UConn.
Mm-hmm.
Where does it fall short, and what does it look like?
Elite Eight.
How many fans does Dan Hurley verbally assault on the way out after the Elite Eight loss?
6.
Okay. Who gets them? Like, who's the coach that gets over the Dan Hurley hump?
Bill Self.
Okay. So that's coming still. I have UConn in the Final Four. I'm gonna believe in Hurley and I'm gonna believe in the shooting and just plug it in automatically and not change my mind no matter what I see. Alabama.
Final Four.
I'm gonna go second weekend. I believe in Mark Sears enough. I'm not gonna put him on an upset watch, but I think they will fall a little bit short of the top 4. And then Kansas, you have them in the Final Four,
I do, yes.
as do I. So can you run your Final Four fully back for me? It's Kansas, Alabama, Baylor, and Arizona.
Arizona. Yep.
And mine is Kansas, UConn, Baylor, and Arkansas. Let's just do our whole way too early Final Four thing. What are the matchups and who wins?
We have Arizona versus Alabama. And then we wait, no, because I don't want a Big 12 matchup though. Wait, no, it
It could
doesn't
happen.
matter.
Yeah, it could
Doesn't
happen.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then on the other side, you have Kansas and Baylor. Ooh,
Tommy Lloyd versus Nate Oates would be a nice like handing of the torch to the next gen coaches.
yeah.
I like
I
that.
like my I like my Final Four.
It's all right.
All right, F off. And I think it'll be Kansas. Let's get a little spunky here. Kansas versus Arizona.
And who wins? Caleb Love
Kansas.
back to a national championship game.
Kansas.
Kansas wins. Okay. I am going to do. Let's see here.
You're lucky you didn't say BYU. I would have sent them to a Final Four, by the way.
I'm going to do Arkansas versus Kansas, Baylor versus UConn. And
God, what a Final Four! What a Final Four coaching matchup.
John Calipari, Bill Self, Dan Hurley, Scott Drew.
That's special.
Give it to me. I think in the Final Four, Bill Self pantses John Calipari, like 47-point win.
Oh my God.
And John L. Davis pouts, but they got there, and that's all that matters. And then Cal like blames his players in the hallway after. I think Hurley is just gonna Hurley. Hurley's Drew. It happens. UConn somehow finds a way and gets over like a 40-point game from Valdez. And then in the championship, we have Bill Self versus Dan Hurley. Bill Self says an hour before the game that he's retiring after the game. It becomes a huge thing. And then Dan Hurley stomps his ass and kisses him goodbye with a UConn three-peat.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. We just gave you the whole college basketball season right there. Final topic today, I did some work. I made a list of 10 college basketball players that I believe are the most slept on, unexpected, potential breakout stars for next season. Everyone on this list played less than 10 minutes a game last season. So I wanted to extend this to like 15. There were some obvious names that played like 12 to 14 minutes a game. I found 10 guys that literally did not play 10 minutes or more for their teams last season. I think they could become breakout star types, at least all conference types on their team this season if all goes well. First off, I'd like to extend the opportunity to you to guess if you can guess any of the names on this list. And then I want to go through my 10 and you tell me if you're buying or selling a breakout season for them.
So I tried to do this exercise myself, right? And it's honestly a little bit harder than you think because like even some guys who expect to break out, like I was looking at like the Montes Crevises of the world. He
Well,
played 12 minutes a game.
that's why I wanted to change my cutoff to get Grievous in. I can't do it.
Yeah, like
I'm
that. Okay,
standard.
so I mean, I'm very interested to see like what your list. I was going through a lot of people who could possibly break out, but it's really hard to find that dude who's under 10 minutes a game.
Do you have any that you found that are under 10 that you think will be on my list or no?
Is Xavier Booker on your list?
Xavier Booker's on the list. You're one
Is
for
there only
one.
one Michigan State player?
There's only one Michigan State player.
Okay. Honestly, I think that's the only one that I really could come. Other ones were just kept missing the cutoff, like they were playing like 11 minutes, 12
Yeah.
minutes a game.
I think there's 3 or 4 that you could have stumbled your way to on this, but we don't need to suspend it any further. We can just go in. I'll give you my revealed list, and you tell me if you're buying or selling a breakout season for this player.
Is DGL on the list?
DGL's not on the list.
Okay.
DGL is not on the list.
Right.
Although if you don't predict DGL to score 10 points a game, you're crazy. So
Is any Ohio State front court players on the list?
yeah,
Bradshaw?
no,
Stewart.
Stewart.
Ooh.
Stewart's on the list.
Okay. Did Devin Royal play more than 10 minutes?
I didn't check.
Okay. All right. You can get to your list,
He was
though.
not considered. Okay. We'll
Should be.
start with the 2 you said. Xavier Booker, Michigan State front court member. I think he played 9 minutes a game last season. It sounds like they want to play him at the 4, but Malik Hall is gone, so there are now 40 minutes available at the 4. Super talented offensive player. The questions are defense and motor, but he was hitting threes over Zach Edey when given an opportunity last year. I don't question the ability whatsoever. Do you buy or sell a breakout for Xavier Booker?
I buy it. I think with the opportunity that he's going to get, and honestly, to me, it seems like there's a clear pathway for him to play major minutes, and I think he will play major minutes, and I think that his talent will be enough to produce.
Yeah, offensively for sure. And obviously, all 10 of these guys I buy breakouts for. I didn't put anybody on this list that I don't believe can have a breakout season this year. So Xavier Booker was one. Number two that you got was Sean Stewart, Duke transfer. Now he's at Ohio State. I do question whether him and Bradshaw can work together. But the bottom line for me was this: when Sean Stewart got opportunities at Duke last year, he was actually productive. He had some pretty solid production games when he just played 15 to 20 minutes. I think there's a world where he's the best front court player on Ohio State next year.
Yeah, I had the same questions as you as far as fit and what it looks like. But even if they like pivot and Bradshaw doesn't work, a little more of an undersized front court and like a Devin Royal and Sean Stewart might work. So I like that pick. By the way, Devin Royal played 12 minutes a game last year.
Yeah, so
So
he missed the cut. There you go. This is harder than it looks to find guys who really didn't play, but I found 10 I feel great about. Um, this one shocked me that he didn't total 10 minutes a game, but he didn't. Ade Mara.
he didn't play 10 minutes a game.
Ade Mara played 9 minutes a game last season for UCLA. And Card, I have now swung around completely on this. I'm convinced that Ade Mara may actually be good
They
and
just don't
that
play him.
Mick Cronin just didn't play him. Last season, he averaged 3.5 points and 2 rebounds and almost a full block in 9 minutes a game. If he played 40 minutes last year, he averages 15, 8, and 3 blocks with 2 assists. Like, I think he might just be good. I think UCLA, like, they forced all the other foreign dudes out. They clearly don't believe in him. They didn't force Ade Mara out. And I don't think they got a center in the portal that I believe is better than Ade Mara or is going to block him. So I see a path to minutes here.
Yeah, I like that pick. Oh, I can't believe he only played 9 minutes. Is Visage on this list?
This is just not on this list. I think
Surprise.
I think Adu's in his way.
Okay, I agree. But I like that pick. I had no idea that Demar didn't play that much.
Yeah, what I think everyone on this list has a real path to a role for me. That's the thing, and that would eliminate guys like DGL, even if you're high on DGL. Like
Right.
there's obvious guys who might be in the way of DGL. Next on the list is a guy I expect to start for a really good team, Miles Colvin. You should have guessed him. He played 8 minutes a game last season for Purdue, but he shot 41% from three. All the advanced metrics say he was one of the most efficient role players in the country. Now he's going to have a bigger role. They're putting clips out of him doing on-ball stuff. Could be maybe the premier non-Braden Smith perimeter guy if all goes well. Do you buy a breakout from Miles Colvin?
I do. I think he's going to be really good. He's a shot maker. I also even seen some things in the short clips that Purdue's channel has posted, and like he did some things off the dribble. I really like that pick. Surprised you didn't go Wilberg.
I'm not surprised by that. Next on the list is a guy. This is the only guy on the list I didn't actually check to make sure he played less than 10 minutes a game, but I'm so confident he did. And I'm right. New situation for old longtime friend, Cart, familiar face, Connor Essegian.
Hey, free my guy.
Connor Essegian, I'm not saying he's going to be an All-American, but he was a great scorer for Wisconsin as a freshman in an ugly Wisconsin offense with a coach that didn't believe in him. He was 12 points a game, 36% from three as a true freshman in 27 minutes. Sophomore year, he just doesn't play. Now he steps into the Keisei Tominaga role. Like, do you not see some opportunities there? Like, he's going to be unleashed as literally Keisei Tominaga 2.0, in my opinion. He might not do anything but shoot, but he's going to get him up, and I think he can hit him. I believe in a breakout for him.
I like that. Is this cheating the system by picking a guy who played 27 minutes the year prior?
No.
Okay. Feels like it.
Nope, because it's a breakout based on what they did last season.
Okay,
It's
you're
not
right.
a problem. But just to offset that, I'll give you a guy who's done nothing before. Riley Davis going to like me on this one. You tell me North Carolina didn't get a front court guy? That seems like disaster, right? Or maybe it seems like opportunity for a guy like Zayden High.
Excuse me?
Maybe.
Gregory.
I liked Zayden High a lot as a recruit. I believed in him. I still believe in him. And I think if they had gone and gotten some transfers, there's a world where Zayden High is like, peace, I'm out, peace out, A-Town, go somewhere else. Instead, he kind of has everything in his lap now. Like, let's see what you are. If you're good, just win the role, win the minutes. He could be good. Zayden High could be the big on this team. He only played 4 minutes a game last season. He only played 103 minutes total. We haven't seen what he's capable of. But as a recruit, he could do a little bit of everything. Really versatile guy. I'm still buying the pedigree there.
I like that pick. I mean, he was a guy who in high school, like at the worst, like he's a guy with size and athletic ability,
Yeah.
and I they could use that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So just to be clear, you're buying every single one that I've said so far?
I might be buying Zayden high a little bit less, only because unless Riley tells me differently, is he going to be blocked by like the Lubins and the Jalen Washingtons?
I think so.
Okay. So out of the ones I'm not buying, I mean, I'm buying a good amount of these. But I would be skeptical on this one and skeptical on Daymara because, like, why didn't he play him last year? He's just going to all of a sudden play him again.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. All right, this one I think is gonna shock you. Maybe it shouldn't though. How about a little Miro Little?
Miro Little going to Utah, huh? Okay.
Miro Little.
Actually, nah. One, I love where your head's at. Two, I love this given his location because one, I was a big Miro Little guy coming out of high school. He was really good at Sunrise
Yep.
with the Baylor. I was honestly surprised he didn't play a little bit more, to be honest with you, but there were some other guards on that team. Davion Smith went to Utah this past season, and he was a do everything incredible point guard.
Yep.
That spot is voided now.
Yep.
Miro Little could be that.
Yep. Yeah, so you're looking at a Utah team who, I mean, shit, last season had some very good guards. Their guards last season, I mean they had a good team in general. Their front court was also very good, right? But
Mhm.
like Davon Smith, Gabe Madsen, Cole Bajima were all like 10 a game to 13 a game guys. All those guys in theory are moving on. There's some openings here. I think there could be a world where Miro Little's just awesome. He's been playing like Olympic stuff, like been a big FIBA summer for Miro Little, and by all accounts, he's looked great. So
Mhm.
forgotten name. People, I don't think people are even familiar with who he is because he didn't get an opportunity at Baylor, but I still really believe. Next name on this list is a former McDonald's All-American who's going to a school where transfers become stars every single season.
Omaha.
Omaha Billieu from Iowa State. The problem with Omaha is nobody actually believes Omaha is good at basketball.
Yeah, I really struggle with when I ask people about him, they say, I mean, he's physically just special, monster athlete. Don't know if he knows how to hoop.
Sure. Um, isn't isn't there a pretty clear pitch with him the way Efton Reed ended up at Wake though? Like Efton Reed stunk at LSU, stunk at Gonzaga. Everyone's like, yeah, he was a 5-star recruit, but he stinks. And now he had a good season at Wake. It wasn't great, but he started every game, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Like that would be a breakout season for Omaha, right?
Omaha just set screens for Hunter Salas, roll, catch, dunk,
Yeah,
rebound,
I think
defend.
it can work. I think it can work. Two left. We did one Duke out transfer. We got to do the other. TJ Power only played 7 minutes a game last season. He was once on the sleepers program for an interview. I still believe in his shooting ability for sure, and I think he's actually going to be asked to play big minutes.
See, I believe in everything that you just said. My reluctancy here comes with the fact that it's Virginia.
Yeah, but Virginia always has good bigs that can shoot. Usually,
Can I propose a trade?
you want to trade Omaha Billieu for TJ Power?
No, this trade doesn't have to do with anything, and I know the other team won't accept this, but I want to trade Mason Miller from Creighton to Virginia for TJ Power.
I would like that. I would really like that. Yeah. I think both teams say no to that though, but I
Hmm.
would like that.
Hmm.
Final one on my list. You're gonna laugh at me.
Is it a player on your team?
Once,
Once on your team. Under 10 minutes a
technically
game.
twice,
You said what?
technically twice.
Who's this?
I'm afraid to say it out loud.
Who is it?
He looks good right now. Yusuf Kayet. You saw the tape. I saw it too, Cart. Hear me out. Can I give the pitch? Permission to give the pitch one time.
Can you admit that he might be a Lebanese merchant?
Yeah, but permission to give the pitch.
Pitch.
This might be all Juwan Howard's fault.
Oh.
Juwan Howard botched everything he touched.
But no. Okay, I'm not letting you get away with that pitch because you told me, despite Juwan's success, that he's a guy who gets guys to the league. He's a player development guy, technically.
But we watched Juwan play the wrong guys, in my opinion, at times. Like we certainly did not watch. I don't know. Like if a player needed like anything other than just showing up to Ann Arbor ready to go, I don't think they got a ton from Juwan. They didn't get like cultural development, and Yusuf needed hands holding. I think it's clearly a guy that needed a little bit of something. And I don't think he got it. I think he fell out of favor very quickly. Juwan wrote him off. I mean, he didn't get opportunities over Jace Cart. Like I don't know how you can even say that. How can you watch the film of Yusuf Kayat 2 weeks ago and tell me that guy didn't deserve opportunities over Jace?
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
I don't know. I'm not saying he's great, but I think he found his level. We always say find your level. Bowling Green. Could he be like MAC Player of the Year? There's a world where that happens.
I said I would accept your pitch if you went through the whole pitch without referring to him as yo-yo. So I accept your pitch.
Okay. So it seems like you accepted my pitch for pretty much everyone here. Can we now put those 10 players in order of most to least likely to break out?
Yeah, you were very, very deep in your bag on that one.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's
Good on
Ade
you.
Mara, Miles Colvin, Connor Sejan, Zayden High, Xavier Booker, Miro Little, Omaha Billieu, TJ Power, Sean Stewart, Yusuf Kayat. Give me the most to least likely players to break out.
So there's got to be opportunity. That's got to be massive. I think I might go. I
want Miro Little one.
I was just gonna go Miro Little one.
Okay.
Miro Little one. A Sejan 2.
Ooh.
Booker 3.
You got to talk me into Booker 3. Why would Booker be ahead of Miles Colvin?
More opportunities than Miles Colvin.
What's the difference between starting small forward versus starting power forward?
We're sure Miles is starting?
Yeah. I mean, who else would without Cannon? It's Fletcher, Heidi, Colvin.
Fletcher, Heidi. Well, what if they do TKR Jacobson?
I guess if you think they're going too big, then they would move somebody off the bench.
Yeah, I was kind of assuming they were going to go too big and maybe Colvin gets pushed out for Heidi.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, so I want to go Booker Colvin. And then I think now you get to the guys that maybe will have less opportunities. I would go Mara.
I would say Ade Mara has a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, Ade Mara. And then I think I would go TJ Power.
Okay.
Then Sean Stewart. And then Zayden High. Did I miss someone?
Sean Stewart, Zayden High. We have Omaha Billieu and Yusuf Kayat left.
Okay, so put Yusuf after Mara, actually.
What?
So he's at Bowling Green. He's probably going to play 30 minutes a game. He's going to cook.
Okay. All right. And then Billieu last.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you have it. That was a fun exercise. I enjoyed that. Woohoo. Also, before we get to one big thing, just want to go on record. There was a YouTube comment from the other day that I saw that did hit home that was like, hey, I followed you guys. I subscribed a couple months ago. Just loved the college basketball channel. I thought you guys were a national channel. And since I've subscribed, everything is just Big Ten. What happened? There's an entirely non-Big Ten episode for you, sir. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for subscribing. One big thing presented by Duncan Mechanical Solutions. My goons will come kill you. Duncan Mechanical. I can't say that. I just can't say that.
You legit can't say that. You can't. I literally let you say anything you want, but you can't say that.
Comfort and quality and kidnapping are their standard.
Greg, stop. You can't say that. You just can't. You can't.
Duncan Mechanical Solutions will not kill you. Let me make
Here we
that
go.
unequivocally clear. What they will do is give you quality furnace repair. Look no further. Heating and air experts that you can trust. DuncanMechanicalSolutions.com, code Sleepers, 20% off. What's your one big thing?
Unless you cross them and find your loved ones in the furnace. Sorry, you started it.
I'm so sorry to Duncan. This is the worst bit we've ever done.
But also, like, let them know that you heard about them through us and get 20% off using. Let them know you came from Sleepers.
Yeah, those Sleepers guys we're talking about, you kidnapping people. Can I get 20% off?
Do you have a furnace plumbing kidnapping combo special going on? Maybe a Labor Day sale for kidnapping? God, we're so stupid. My one big
unequivocally clear. They're just a great HVAC company. There's no shady business with Duncan Mechanical Solutions. What's your one big thing?
My one big thing is that I don't know if there's anything more demoralizing than getting your ass whooped in NCAA college football before you go to bed. I could not sleep last night because it was the first time since I played my first game in the college football online road to college football player, whatever it is. I got absolutely dog walked by Ohio State, like absolutely dog walked. I lost like 35-0. I threw 7 interceptions. I was in hell. And I was tossing and turning through the night. And I thought I turned a corner. I got to reassess myself. I look forward to getting back on the game tonight. But last night, having that experience right as before I put my head on the pillow really hurt.
Yeah, that's hard. It's hard. Been there. We've all been there. We can say that. The mechanics of this game are just so different than the past ones. You got to get used to them and
Dog, it's so hard to tackle.
So I find playing defense in this game a lot more fun than I used to, but it's also so hard. Like it's
so hard.
It's really difficult, and it's easier online because weird stuff happens against users. But like playing Heisman level, playing defense, I get a stop like once out of 10 possessions. It's crazy, but they can't stop me though, so it works out. It's cool. It's all right. My one big thing is I got beef with balloons. All balloons, but specifically hot air balloons. I booked, this is a public service announcement to all husbands out there, and I guess wives. I booked a hot air balloon ride for my wife as a Christmas gift. She's always been obsessed with hot air balloons her whole life. She's always wanted to go in one. She never has. If we see one driving, she like makes me pull over and we look at them. Now we see them on our course that we live on sometimes. She loves it. It's great. But so I'm like, oh, this can be a very great gift. There's also no way in hell I would get in one with her. So let's be very clear about that on the front end. This was not a romantic, like, let's go in the hot air balloon together. I'm not stepping in a basket that's hundreds of thousands of feet up in the air. Not happening. I value my life. But you can do this. This will be lovely. So I booked it in December, booked it for like, I think it was an April window. Like that's when you could start booking them for. We got an email notification the day of in April that the weather was too bad. It was too windy. My dog Carter was partly cloudy with an 8-mile-an-hour gust. You're not going to find better weather than that in April. But I'm like, okay, so let's let it breathe a little bit. We can just reschedule, click the link. You go to reschedule, you can't reschedule for 4 months. It's a hot air balloon company in Southwest Michigan. How many people are booking rides from this? It's insane. We booked it for tonight, Wednesday, July 24th. There's just projected storms everywhere on the weather radar for today. It's supposed to rain all night. So I'm looking for the email. Like, why haven't they canceled yet? Don't have an email. My wife's like, well, there's no way we're going to fly in the rain, right? I'm like, there's no way I am. Like, if you want to, figure it out, but I'm not. She makes me call this damn company, Cart. They pick up the phone. They're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, we were probably going to cancel anyway. The weather's pretty bad. Like, could you give me an email before an hour before the balloon ride starts? I paid way more than I should for this. This is one of the worst gifts I've ever given, and I'm now convinced it's just never going to happen. Like, I paid up front. We're 8 months after I booked it, and it's 4 months out to book again. She's never gonna get on the hot air balloon. I have beef with the balloon industry.
I would maybe make a motion. This is on you.
Crazy motion, but I'm open to it. What do we got?
I think you went too far with this one. Like, I get you're in your bag. I get you want to do things that your wife wants to do. Just booking a hot air balloon ride, just step too far. It's not in your wheelhouse, not in your game.
Okay, so but if your conclusion is don't book a hot air balloon ride, then I'm with it. I agree.
Yeah,
That's all I'm trying to
That's where
express.
I'm at with it. I think we just accept it for it always being a dream. But in my experience, you cannot make every dream come through for your significant other, because then they'll reach a point where you have satisfied all the dreams, right?
Oh,
And
you
then
gotta
what are you good for? You
so
got to leave a dream open.
you're saying you willingly don't help your wife reach all her dreams because you want to keep her reaching?
Well, the thing is, I handle the major dreams, right? Like, start a family. You know what I'm saying? Got you. Get us a house. Got you. You know what I'm saying? We tackle some dreams, but we leave some, maybe one or two long shot ones open, just so that hope's always there. But you never want to fully get to that dream, because then they'll get to a point where they're talking with their girls and they're like, "Oh, what's Carter doing for you?" Well, he already satisfied all my dreams, so why are you still there? Then she starts thinking.
So you want to keep your wife unsatisfied to an extent.
To an extent, to the extent where it never gets to the point where she's like, "Oh shit, I'm dating a podcaster, or I'm married to a podcaster."
Let me make one thing unequivocally clear. My wife will always be fully satisfied as long as I'm around. Okay. Let me make that happen. And
Unless you get her kidnapped by Duncan Mechanical Solutions.
I have beef with balloons on her behalf. That's the show, Riley Friday tomorrow, and he's on vacation on an island. We'll see you then.